Hey, everybody, welcome back to Client Side Chats. We're continuing our series here with Grace Marin, who is the founder and president of PX Coaching. Grace, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you, James. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this has been a good series, and I know we've got a couple more here coming up. And just a reminder to our audience, we're really doing this series on leaders heal thyself first, which I think is a very important aspect with regard to leadership. I know we find a lot of people in the safety field as well as the medical field who do put themselves second and they sacrifice themselves. That does nobody any good when that happens. Now, today we're going to talk about commitment. We've covered already focusing on what I can control as well as resilience, but commitment to that. And I know you said you had some tools and ideas and thoughts that you want to bring forward to the audience on this. So, Grace, take it away.
Thank you. Thanks very much. So, commitment sounds like a heavy word. Um,
Yes.
Yet it's something that we have to have in order to cement all the work that we're working to unfold and have it be a part of our DNA. And so the last two times I was here, we are talking about really how to control like a beast, the things we can control, instead of putting our hands up in the air and saying, oh, all this is happening around me and everything's terrible and the sky's falling down. Yeah, we can say that, but we also can say, I can control X, Y, and Z, and I can employ some very simple tools to be resilient in a time of crisis. And whether you yourself are working through PTSD after dealing with um, pandemic related things, or maybe within your own personal life. I know some folks in the military also experience PTSD for a prolonged period of time, and it's not acknowledged. So when it's not acknowledged, you don't know to work on it or even know that you have PTSD. And so here's some tips, just some quick tips on how to create that um, promise that you're going to be able to do this and do it well. So I just want to read a quote to you.
Hmm.
A commitment means staying loyal to what you said you're going to do long after the mood you set it in has left you. And so here's some things that role model. People follow what we do, not what we say. So if nothing else that I've been teaching leaders and really adopting for myself as behaviors is really stop the chatter and actually show up and do the work. And so there's this sign that this one hospital in Indiana University Health has on their doors. I'll just read it to you. It's just phenomenal. It says, please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space. Your words matter. Your behaviors matter. Our patients and our teams matter. Take a slow, deep breath and make sure your energy is in check before entering. Thank you. Hold you accountable for your own crap, right?
Yep.
Instead of pushing it onto someone else. And so I'm going to send, or I'm going to have as an attachment the PDFs to what I'm going to read off. So you'll have it for yourself. You can just print it out and maybe partner with some folks. So this is what I like to call a contract with myself and with others that you work with. Today, I will take responsibility for my thoughts, mood, attitude, reactions, actions, speech, and body language because it is important for my health and the direct impact I have on the safety and well-being of my team, patients, and families. And in your industry, maybe it would be your clients, or in the safety industry, what that equates to. And then you sign it and you date it and you put it somewhere where you're reminded of it every day, especially when you feel the monster coming out from inside of you that wants to cut people down at the quick because you're frustrated.
Hmm.
We all get there. And here's some tips on sustainability. So you can sign any contract, any piece of paper you want, but unless we have an accountability and sustainability plan, none of it's really helpful. And as I talked about with what we can control and resilience, it's about showing up and being accountable to each other. So let me just share with you some statistics that were really fascinating to me.
Oh,
Only 9% of people achieve their New Year's resolution. Did you know that?
wow.
So all of us have our New Year's resolution. Only 9% actually achieve it. 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February.
Oh, wow.
So pretty much why all those gym memberships, that
Yeah.
are on TV now no gym memberships with COVID. And let me tell you what the success rate is with a partner, or what I like to call an accountability ally. So we have a 65% chance of meeting your goal if you commit it to someone. If you have a regular accountability appointment with this ally, you will increase your chance of success to 95%.
Wow.
Having a regular time where
Wow.
it's an expectation.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but I like that 95%, success rate. And so what I'm going to attach PDF wise is it's just a one sheeter. You're going to put your name and the name of your accountability ally, whoever he or she is. And the next line is meeting frequency. So you talk about it with your partner. How often are we going to meet? Whether by Zoom, by phone call, daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, you circle it. And what you're going to ask are three questions, open-ended. What will I focus on controlling like a beast this week? My actions, my effort, my attitude, self-care, negative self-talk. Number two, which resilience practice or practices will I adopt this week? Maybe play, social play, right? Building strength, creating psychological safety. Number three, what will I commit to doing more of or less of? Whether it be less social media news scroll, whether it's more sleep, less sweets, especially hard in holiday season,
Yep.
or walking to balance out the sweets.
Yep.
And so it's just, random piece of paper that you're holding yourself accountable to, and the other person. The thing that was really particularly meaningful for me is when I found out about all this through a speaker. His name is Shola Richards. His story, and it's on TEDx, so you can look it up. And not sharing with you anything that he wouldn't share publicly, that he was so burnt out and beat up and abused actually at his workplace, he almost committed suicide.
Ooh.
He almost drove off the 105 in California.
Ooh.
So he has to have an accountability ally to stay alive, and he needs to have people built in for safety. So
Yeah.
talk about safety. What about our safety, right? What about us? And so something that I've heard before, but it just seems so appropriate, is this African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I don't have it all together. I'm practicing it too. And I want to commit to practicing it with anybody who wants to do it with me, because we need each other.
Excellent. Thank you, Grace. I really appreciate that. That's a great way to continue this whole process about healing thyself
Mhm.
first. I think that's really a very good component of it. So I do know that we are going to continue the series. We're going to get into some other things, such as, what if you could read people's minds, that kind of stuff, which I think is going to be interesting. And it continues along that leadership aspect and being able to do so with grace. So
No
excellent.
pun intended.
None pun intended. Absolutely it was. But anyway, so that's good. All right. Grace, thank you very much today. Really appreciate it and look forward to the next one.
Awesome. Thank you, James.
Okay. Take care.